Hey guys. Bulgarian split squat is a love-hate relationship for most people, but there's so much value to this exercise. You really need to be including some type of unilateral training so that you don't end up with imbalances. If you're always training bilateral movements, you're gonna end up with one side that's doing a little bit more of the work most of the time. So this is a really good way to eliminate that and just create a better mind to muscle connection, good neural pathways, strong connection to the muscle. So I want to show you how to do these specifically to target your glutes. So you just want to get a bench, a flat bench. Biggest mistake I see people making here is they want to push into their back toe on the bench. You want to turn your foot over so that it's just chilling here. Like this is not, you're not putting any weight into here. You need to be working primarily on the balanced foot. So I'm gonna show you on this side so you can kind of see the depth. A couple things you wanna remember. When you step forward, it should be a little longer than a normal Bulgarian. A normal Bulgarian is gonna be more of a closer stance. You're gonna let your knee come over your toe. So you're working that ankle flexion, that knee flexion, getting a really good stretch on the quad. This is a good overall leg burner, builder. So when you step forward a little bit more, what we're going for here is a big stretch on this glute and a vertical shin. Vertical shin is going to be the key here. Second thing you wanna remember is this torso angle. Remember, when we're training our glutes, it's all about getting a good stretch on the glute. So the more you can increase that stretch here, folding into yourself without allowing your spine to round. This is a hip hinge. So letting your hip come back. Torso's forward. I've got a nice flat back. I'm fully stretched in this glute, okay? So the thing I like to remember here, the thing I think about most is dropping in. I like to think about dropping in on my hip. So I'm gonna send this hip back. Not gonna lead with the knee. I'm gonna lead with my hip back, and I'm gonna start with that forward angle of my torso. So I'm gonna keep this angle of my torso the whole time. So I'm gonna drop in on this hip, send it back, and I'm kind of even like sitting into it, like rotating a little bit, driving this knee out. Sit back into it, drop in. Big stretch on that glute. Then I'm gonna drive from the center of my butt cheek, and I'm gonna match that same angle that I dropped in at and come forward. Staying engaged in the glute, and I'm even kind of tucking as I come up. I'm not thrusting forward and sitting into my back and my hips. So angle forward, slightly rotate and drop in and back, all the way down. Push out at an angle, tuck. I'm not crying. Tempo and form is always gonna come first. So you should never be going so heavy that you can't control it. You should be able to switch directions at any given point in your lift. I'm dying, dude. You suck so bad. There comes a point when like there's too much tempo. We're going so slow that you can't really overload the lift, meaning you can't like push the weight. But once you have that tempo dialed in and you feel in full control at all points, like giving a little pause. So we're not going for this. I can't like control that and switch directions. You want to think about, oh, if I need to switch, I can switch. Oh, I can switch again, I can switch. So I'm in control. It's all loaded in here. Once you have that control over everything, then the weight becomes important, because unless you're getting stronger, probably not progressing. So form first.